It feels like every time you turn on the news, there's another story about extreme weather or natural disaster. It really makes you stop and think, right? With our world changing so fast, it raises this huge question. How on earth are we supposed to protect our cities, our homes, from all these threats?
Well, it turns out there's a major international project tackling that exact challenge head-on, and their plan is pretty innovative. It's time to talk about what EPDNet actually is.
So EPDNet isn't just some small idea, it's a pretty big deal. It's an initiative co-funded by the European Union's Erasmus program. And that kind of backing is huge, because their goal is massive. They're trying to bridge the gap between all the smart ideas we have about ecological design and what our cities are actually doing to keep us safe.
The whole thing is built around this core idea called ecological planning and design, or EPD for short. Now, this isn't about building bigger, thicker concrete walls to keep disaster out. No, it's the opposite. It's about working with nature. Think about it. Things like special pavements that let rainwater soak through, or parks designed to act like natural floodplains. It's about designing our cities to be not just sustainable for the long run, but survivable for right now.
And when I say this is a big deal, I mean it. This isn't just a handful of people in a room. We're talking about a massive collaboration with 32 different partners. You've got universities, city planning agencies, you name it. And get this, they're spread all across 13 different countries. That scale just goes to show you this isn't a local problem. Making our cities resilient is a global challenge, and it's going to take a global team to figure it out.
Okay, so we know who's involved and the big idea behind it all. But how does EPDNet actually work? How do they take these great concepts and turn them into, real action?
It really boils down to two main parts. First, there's the network. Think of this as the human side of things. It's all about connecting experts, planners, and designers across borders so they can share what works. Then you have the smart module. This is the tech piece, a really clever AI-supported training tool built for the pros and students who are literally designing the cities of tomorrow.
Let's zoom in on that smart module for a second, because it's pretty neat. This is way more than just a bunch of online videos. For starters, it uses AI to actually help you learn better. It's also adaptive, which means the content literally changes based on what you need. And, super important, it has a self-assessment part, so you can actually track how you're doing. So, what's the end game here? Why go to all the trouble of combining this huge network of people with this high-tech learning tool? Well, it all comes down to one simple, powerful goal: building more resilient futures for all of us.
And the project has three really clear aims to get there. First, they want to make city planning a proactive part of managing disasters, not just something that happens after the fact. Second, it's about making planners and designers more employable by arming them with these critical, future-proof skills. And finally, it's about building up the capacity of whole institutions, making entire cities and organizations better prepared for whatever comes their way.
And the skills they're teaching are this amazing mix of green, digital, and resilience expertise. So you're not just learning one thing. You have to understand ecology. That's the green part. You have to master the latest digital tools. That's digital. And you have to fundamentally get what it takes for a community to survive a crisis and bounce back stronger. And that's resilience. It's really a complete toolkit for a very complex problem.
I think this quote just nails it. Filling the gap between knowledge and action to create cities that are not just sustainable, but survivable. There's such a key difference there, right? Sustainability is about the long-term health of our planet, which is absolutely vital. But survivable? That's about getting through the next flood, the next heat wave. And EPDNet is designed to tackle both head-on.
So, where does all this leave us? What does it all mean when we try to picture what a truly future-proofed city looks like?
As we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question to chew on. We've seen how EPDNet is combining a network of people, AI-powered education, and this blend of green and digital skills. So I want to ask you, what do you think is the single most important skill needed to build a city that's truly resilient?
Okay, so we often think resilience is just bouncing back, right? How fast can we clear the rubble? How many buildings can we replace? But that's a really dangerous illusion. Real resilience, it's not about speed. It's about wisdom. It's about having the capacity to learn before everything collapses. It's about rebuilding with memory, with ecology, and with a profound sense of responsibility. See, a catastrophe like this, it's not some random act of God. It's more like the final devastating symptom of a long-term illness. It all starts when vulnerability is literally built right into the city's fabric.
Then, that risk just accumulates quietly for years, right beneath the surface. And the disaster, when it finally hits, doesn't create a new problem. It just reveals the hidden, fragile truth that was there the whole time. It doesn't matter if you live near a fault line or not. This is a universal warning. So in the end, this is the question that Hotter Day leaves us with. And it's not just for city planners or leaders, it's for every single one of us. When the next disaster comes, and it will come, will our cities be ready to protect life, or will they just magnify the loss? The choices we make today will decide that. The choice is ours.